Let me cut across to Priyanka for more on that. Priyanka, we believe protests happening right around you as well. Take us through more of that.
Right, I'm in Bellary where protesters have gathered here in large numbers. Now due to the protest, they claim that the police lathi charged them as well and say that the police did not provide them any support so far. Now there were also, there are reports that there were incidents of stone pelting here by the protesters as well. Now they're showing, the protesters are showing the police lathi charge and the injuries right now.
ರೋಡಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದೆ ಯಾರೋ ಕಲ್ಲು ಬಿಸಾಡಿದಕ್ಕೆ ನಂಗೆ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರು ಯಾರು ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಬರುವಾಗ ನಂಗೆ ಹೊಡೆದ್ರು ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ಯಾರು ಲಾಠಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಪರ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ಯಾರು ಪಬ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕೈ ಮಾಡುದ
ಇವತ್ತು ಹಿಂದಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕರ್ತರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಲ್ಲಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನ್ಯಾಯ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾಳೆಗೆ ನರ ಇದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅಂತ ಲಾಠಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ರ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಕಾಯ್ತಿರುವಾಗ ಕಾಲ್ ಕಿಂಡಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ.
Right, the protesters are really angry at the police here for lathi charging them. They say that they should have provided protection instead of holding the perpetrators to task. They are lathi charging them here for holding the protest is what the protesters are claiming right now. They're really angry with the police and the local BJP leaders for not taking any action against those who are responsible for the murder of Praveen last night. The mob, however, Praveen's body right now has been taken to his house for his last rites.
All right, we really saw the visuals of Praveen's mortal remains being taken away. But as we see the investigation intensifies, we're seeing huge police deployment in the Bellary area as well. But we're seeing a twist here on the case with regards to Praveen's murder. We see a twist in the investigation as Praveen, we believe, has put up a picture on his social media platform where he supported Kanhaiya Lal. This was back in June. Could this murder be linked to that? That's the suspicion being raised, but also multiple angles coming in on the case. We're seeing that at this point, the locals there saying that a Muslim youth recently was murdered in the same Bellary area, and this could be a revenge killing. Now again, these angles to be probed by the police itself. But we're seeing the anger being unleashed on Nalin Kumar Katil's car. Nalin Kumar Katil is the BJP chief of the state of Karnataka, and here he is also looked at as a tall Dakshina Kannada leader. His car is being slammed by the Yuva Morcha leaders, their members. They're very upset with the fact that one of their own was hacked to death, and so far they've not been able to crack down on who the assailants are. These are visuals. Praveen's photograph there on your screens. Praveen has been a worker of the Yuva Morcha, the BJP Yuva Morcha. He's got huge support from the BJP Yuva Morcha wing at this point, while they all fight for the cause of bringing him justice. We see that the people there very, very angry. BJP Yuva Morcha leadership very angry with Praveen's murder, wanting for a fast-track investigation and to bring those perpetrators to book at the earliest. These are visuals of the car of Nalin Kumar Katil, which is now damaged. It's important to note that at this point, Nalin Kumar Katil, who is the BJP chief of Karnataka, he is now under fire by his own BJP youth wing, the BJP Yuva Morcha. And those are the visuals that we see here as the Yuva Morcha gathers around the vehicle of Nalin Kumar Katil and try to slam that car and push and pull at that vehicle and wanting fast-track investigation into this case. That on one hand. On the other, we are looking at the police now detaining at least 10 people with this regard. They are closely working with the Kerala police and the government to try and understand who these men were who came by on bikes that had Kerala number plates, murdered with machetes and fled. Priyanka for more on that. Priyanka, a quick word again on the BJP workers' death. A lot of questions being raised on the intention behind this murder. We know what happened to Kanhaiya Lal in Rajasthan. It appears that this man, Praveen, who's been murdered, was someone who supported Kanhaiya Lal. He had put up a post there. And this murder could be motivated on that front as well. That's the suspicion. multiple angles that the police is probing. They're also trying to desperately maintain law and order situation in the Bellary area, where we see the BJP Yuva Morcha leaders who've run amok. They're literally all out on the streets, causing quite some chaos. The police finding it hard to settle the matter, or rather calm the raising emotions at this point. They're trying to disperse the crowds. Police now resorting to lathi charge. Those are visuals coming in from Dakshina Kannada district. Police resorting to lathi charge, trying to chase away those protesters who've been heckling and slamming the car of leader Nalin Kumar Katil, who's a tall leader in that region. His car was stopped and heckled and slammed. We see that Nalin Kumar Katil and a few BJP leaders have arrived in Dakshina Kannada district. They are trying to meet with the family members of Praveen, who was murdered. But while they're en route, here are the BJP Yuva Morcha workers who are all around slamming the car of Nalin Kumar Katil and questioning the BJP leadership at this point on why exactly the perpetrators have not been brought to book yet. It's been close to 24 hours. The murderers are still on the run. Priyanka for more on that. Priyanka, police using lathi charge to disperse the area. What's Nalin Kumar Katil doing there? Is he meeting with the family members of the deceased?
Right now, the protesters are still here in Bellary, where lathi charge and stone pelting incidents took place. The protesters had rounded up Nalin Kumar Katil's car and were raising slogans against him. They were quite angry. However, the BJP leader is not here right now. He's trying to meet with the family. He's gone to his house, which is just 4 kilometers away from here. Now, remember, both the family and his relatives and the supporters here were quite angry with Nalin Kumar Katil and the BJP leaders here, whom they say that did not help the family and did not provide the right protection.